Welcome in, my dear one. Mia here from Spiritual Society. A letter from your future self. We're going to do a nice deep dive. We're going to take a look at the energy of your future self, what wisdom you have to impart for yourself, what is coming for you, what do you need to know, what's going to be important for you to make good moves right now, to get into that most desired life that you want to be pulling towards you even faster. Our mission here is to guide you through spiritual practices like tarot readings so you can live your most aligned life. Now, I would like you to relax your shoulders. I would like you to open up the space between your eyebrows. If you can, I would encourage you to stop multitasking and really just sit and let yourself be here taking in this information. I'd grab a pen and paper and take down any intuitive notes as they come up. You're going to start feeling pulled to one of these 4 cards and one of these 4 crystals. And let yourself be guided by your intuition. We have pile 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Take that breath. Sit into your deep inner knowing and let yourself make a choice. Land arrive. I am so excited for you to be here. I'm so excited for this reading. We are going to reach out into your future energy and we're going to pull in some important information. This is a letter from your future self. So we're really pulling some stuff in here about your path, what's going to help you in this life to be your best self. What do you need to know? What's going to be important to you in the future? What are the important things that are coming up? Let's go ahead and just clear some space. So I want you to take a little spiritual windshield wiper and just wipe away any extra energy, anything else that is not serving you, that is keeping you from seeing clearly, and just wipe that off. Settle in. I would grab a notebook, I would grab a pen so you can take some intuitive notes as things come up. I love it when you take intuitive notes. I think it's such a wonderful part of this process, and you have such an intuitive being. You have this deep intuitive self that these little things come up, and it's such a good practice to write them down as they come up. Okay, I'm ready to get started. Are you? Let's go ahead and hop into our gold deck right away. Also, if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It means the world to us. It helps us to know to do more videos just like this. And, I want to hear all of your comments and everything you have to say as this goes on as well. So I'm starting right there with pulling in from that future energy for you. I'm starting right there, pulling that future energy in for you. Just pulling that future energy in for you. Just pulling that future energy in for you. Yep, just pulling that future energy in for you. And yep, okay, that's where we're starting. Now we're going to pull as many cards as we need to pull today. We want to get some clarity. We want to get some answers. Things will certainly come up that we'll want to know more about, and we'll take some little, some little side paths to figure out the information we need to figure out. But let's get started. Okay, hi, Nine of Cups. Hi, Moon. Hi, the lovers. Our Knight of Pentacles reversed, our Knight of Cups reversed, and we have the Chariot. We have already some really crisp, clear answers coming through from your future self. So in this letter to yourself, I am seeing that first of all, there is a message that your wish fulfillment, what you desire, what you're hoping for, what your soul has been expanding towards, what you've been wanting the most, that is coming for you. It is on its way into you. This card is sometimes called the Genie card. This is a wish fulfillment card. This is an emotional and feeling card. This gets into love. This gets into happiness. This gets into joy. This is a really beautiful space. And I feel and see all of that just pouring in for you. And if that's something that you worry about or something that you can't wrap your head around believing, it's time to let go of any debilitating beliefs or worries because it is there for you and it is being held for you. The next thing that I'm seeing that we pulled was the moon. And what I immediately felt was that you have something right now that you have been holding very precious to yourself. And this might feel like a big secret. This might feel like something you have to hide from the world. This might feel like something people will judge you for. This might feel like something that is something you want to hide away the very best you can. You want to put a whole bunch of stuff on top of it. You want to make it hard for anybody else to see. And it is time to release that. That whole big thing that you're doing, all of that energy that you're putting on top of it, it does not need to be there. It is not doing anything for you. You can live in the sunshine. You can live outside of the shadows. You can live outside of the secret. You can live outside of the place where you're ashamed of this thing, or that you're worried about other people seeing this thing, understanding this thing, knowing this thing. That's something you can just like a piece of trash, you can ball it up and throw it in the dustbin. And if you want to physically do that right now, I encourage you to do that. Energetically, ball it up, chuck it in the bin. That's not something you have to hold on to. There's a lot of effort and energy and struggle and mental space being held for that. And it's taking up space in your soul, in your energy, and that needs clearing because that's not for you to carry. That's not yours anymore. Now, also the Lovers is coming in, and I love this too. I love this because if there is a piece of you that's been so worried about your future relationship, your future soulmate, your future happiness, your future togetherness, your oneness, your connectedness, your soulmateship, your twin flameship, you don't need to worry about that. True love is on its way to you. A deep, true, real, lasting love. And it's going to feel like something that you've never felt before. There will be a complete seen aspect of it. And I, point back to our moon where things are coming out from under the hidden space. You don't have to hide anything back. You get to stand brilliantly in all of your nakedness, in all of your vulnerability, to truly be seen, to truly see this other person, to be complete human beings in front of each other and love each other for it. And it feels strong, it feels beautiful, it feels like oxygen, it feels like air in the lungs. It feels like, you can catch your breath. You can catch your breath. You can catch your breath. That's how it feels. But it also fills you up, and it's intoxicating in some ways. Okay, now the next thing that I'm seeing coming in is we have these two knights reversed. And what I'm seeing is that there are two big people who have really held a lot of mental space for you. These have been romantic connections, lovers, people that have had a lot of heart space. You felt like they had the potential to have all this feeling and emotion. They really walked in with their heart on their sleeve. They were sort of willing to go there with you emotionally. They had a lot of depth to them. They were very consistent. They were very solid, grounded, methodical. This is a separate person. This person, had that showing up mentality, and this person was really in their emotions, and this person was really in their brain, in their practicality, in this, I don't want to say sciences because it's not necessarily sciences, but in the analytical thinking, the analytical mind, had a very masculine grounding presence. Both of these people who have held that space for you, they are not yours. They are not for you. They were not a good match. They're not the person you end up with. Always go with your deep intuition. But if you have not truly let go of these people and you feel called to do so, and you know that what your future holds is so big and so powerful and explosive, it just blows all of that away. Why live in the space where you're holding on to something that is not for you? These do feel like people from the past. These feel like people from your past as you are right now, not future past. This feels like two people who are in your past as you are right now. And let me know if that sounds right, if that feels right, if that is something you don't want to hear, if you hate me for saying that, I would love to just hear your thoughts on this. If this feels like, whoa, yeah, big explosion of truth, or like, no, this isn't hitting me. Now, we also have the Chariot here. And what I'm feeling from this is that this is a message from your future self to take action. There are some things in your life that you've been putting off. You have not been acting on. You have not been taking that divine action. Now, I say action like that because I mean it very specifically. I don't mean planning. I don't mean strategizing. Of course, all of those things are important, but truly, I mean action. And your future self is giving you a big push and saying, you're going to get good at this. You're going to get good at taking action. It's always going to be important for you. You should do it now. It's now. You start getting good at it now. Make it a habit. Make it a practice. When you think of something that you need to do, you feel inspired, you take immediate action. It can be 5 minutes of action, but it's action, not planning, not writing it down, not putting it on a list, not deciding to do it later. You start the movement immediately. And this is an energetic shift when you do this. And it tumbles over into all aspects of your life and the way that you live your life. And your future self is just saying like, hey, I wish that I had known this sooner. I wish that I had already been doing this, but I need to do this more. I need to be in this space more where it is strength of action, and I'm in the habit, and I'm sharp for it. Okay, let's continue. Honestly, I really love just leaving this open to your future self. I don't have any questions so far. I mean, we will have lots of questions. I want to know more about your future love. I want to know more about how to sort of brilliantly embody yourself and stand up for yourself in the secret way, about what's coming in for you, about how to let go of things. I want to know all of it, but I also just do want to see what messages are still coming through, because I feel like we're learning so much. Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Two of Cups. Hi. From your future self. Landing in. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Four of Swords. Again, lots of clear messaging. We have the Hermit and something right in here. And we have the King of Pentacles. Do you know what was in my mind when we were pulling over these nights of these two nights? And I didn't get around the full circle to say it out loud, but I'm so glad we pulled this King of Pentacles. What I immediately thought when we had these nights pop up is that they are not for you. This is this is not the energy that you end up with. The energy you end up with is the full. It is the real deal. It is the full shebang. Yes, we'll come back to him, but let's go ahead and start. Let's start the way that we pulled. So we're going to start from the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. So with our Wheel of Fortune coming in, there is something very lucky coming for you. So there is something, and I see this almost, like present in a box kind of feeling, where things are just going to fall into place. And it's going to happen so much faster than you think it will right now. There might be a long space where you're like, I wish things would really just come together for me. I really wish that I could, figure out this in my life, in my career, have this opportunity, this financial space, this lover, this soulmate. There are things that just haven't clicked in. But all of a sudden, just like one little piece starts to go, and then everything feels like it just goes. And suddenly the puzzle's put together. And it happens so much faster than what you can conceive of right now. And you're going to feel like you've been handed the best gift in the world, that you're just the luckiest human being. And go about with that mindset now that you are the luckiest human being. What if you knew right now that huge good things were on their way for you? What if you knew right now that tomorrow would bring somebody knocking on your door who is your person? What if you knew now that later today something exceptional was going to happen to you? That energy, if you can step into that energy now, it's going to help bring this to you even faster. It's going to help put those puzzle pieces in place for you. Now, our Two of Cups comes in, and this feels like other relationships. So, we know you have a strong soulmateship coming in. We know you have an incredible man on the horizon. We have this energy settling in. So, we know these things are coming together. But this feels like these are the other relationships in your life. And your future self seems to be saying that there is a focus on your relationships that needs to go up a few notches. You need to spend more time talking with the people you love. You need to spend more time planning dinners, going to places, trying to get outside of your normal worries and hustle and the small complaints and the things that are troubling you, and bringing those up in those conversations, to just really be with that person, to really foster those connections. Those people are important to you, and those times are going to be very important to you, and more important than doing your chores or doing some mundane activity that really doesn't add to much, or just sort of casually scrolling through things. This is important. Make time for those people. Make time to reach out to those people. I would start doing that today. Remember, action first. Action first. Oh, I love this. My goodness. I really felt like an incredible sense of home, family, deep friendship, feeling safe and protected with people. And if there are rifts in anything, or if there are things you need to heal in any of those areas, this is also a call to do that. Communication, talk, joy, laughter, even just being with that person quietly, saying nothing at all, doing nothing at all. Okay, so the next two cards we have the Six of Swords reversed, and we have the Four of Swords. And I love that these cards are sort of with each other, because the Six of Swords reversed, we're being told that there might be something right now in your present that you have been moving away from, but you have stopped moving away from. And that stagnant space is no place for you to live. That thing, that person, whatever it is you have left behind that still takes up mental space, it almost takes up a subconscious mental space. And you might consciously think about this person as well, but this thing that you've left behind, this thing that you have started moving away from but just stopped, it's just taking up residence in your energy now. It's taking up space, and it's keeping you from moving forward altogether. It's a stagnant energy, and all of your energy needs to flow. It all needs to go. And your future self is saying, hey, you might not realize that this person is still very much in your world, very much in your energy, in your subconscious, in your space. And it's time to fully step away from that. And you already know how to do that. You already know how to do that. You know how to release this. You know the things that you need to clean out. You know the things you need to stop doing. You know the things you might need to put in place to distract yourself for a while, to fill up your heart, to spend time with the people you love. Now, also the Four of Swords comes up, and this feels like a very divine message that you also have to give your brain a rest, your thoughts a rest, your mental space a rest. You have been trying so hard. You have been hustling and working with this stuff so hard. There are times where it just feels like you exhaust yourself and you're not even sure why. You feel like there's nothing exactly you can pinpoint why you're so exhausted. But there's all of this energy inside of you that's working so hard for things that you don't even really want, that aren't even really for you, hiding this thing, doing this cover-up job, over here releasing people from the past, letting go, holding space for people who are not for you. All of this space, maybe the worries and the beliefs that could be against what it is that you do have coming for you. And you're allowed to just let that go. And you're allowed to take a break, take a vacation from those thoughts. Put them to rest for a bit. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a little bit of encouragement and love and championship. If you can afford to go get a massage, go take yourself and get yourself a massage. Give yourself something nice, something kind, something that is restful and truly nurturing for your soul. Whatever that is, maybe it's, really a massage came to mind. So if that resonates with you, then I recommend a massage. Okay. Give yourself time to take a rest, to champion yourself, to just indulge and nurture yourself. Okay. All right, so now we have the Hermit and we have the King of Pentacles. Now, here is the first message that I'm seeing, and this message comes in and says that letting yourself have time to explore your own inner workings, to do any homework you need to do on your inner self, whatever time you need to take to do that, to shine a light inwards. And this is that feeling of just, sitting in deep meditation, looking at the insides of what's going on for you. And that might not be for you, but that kind of feeling, taking a pen and paper around with you, going for a walk, just listening to the sounds of the world, watching passersby, cooking to some, salsa music in the kitchen, and just really letting yourself see what comes up for you, what's there, giving yourself a nice long bath. That time that you take, that is not foolishly used. That's important time, and important discoveries are made there. Your intuition is very important. It's a tool, and you can trust it. Now, also, this tells me that you are telling yourself that you are smarter than you think. You know more than you think. When you look back, you're going to see that the things that you could feel were true. And sometimes you didn't know how to put that into words. Sometimes you didn't want to believe it because society told you different, because another person told you different. You wanted to believe something different. But you're going to have this opportunity to look back and see that what you knew in your intuition, in your gut, in your deep inner knowing was real, and it could be trusted. Now, the other thing we have is we do have the King of Pentacles, and I loved pulling this, as I said, because this is your person, and this person could be in your life now. This person could be a person from the past. This person could be somebody you have not met yet. This person is a champion person. This person who lands in your life trumps the other people who have come in, trumps other relationships that you have had. The best is yet to come. Even if you are with someone now and you're like, this is my person, but it hasn't blossomed like this yet, it doesn't mean that it won't. Sometimes as humans, we take a little while to truly get to the amount of time we need to be vulnerable, to share, to get to the fullest version of ourselves. But this person, truly consistent, fatherly energy, would be a great father, great provider, great protector, a very masculine, dominant energy. Again, a great analytical thinker, someone who has a very practical side, really business-oriented, wonderful at taking care of the needs of others. A grower, someone who grows things around them, wants to grow you too, wants you to be your best self. Someone who is self-sufficient in a way that allows you to flourish and be your best self. They're not afraid that you're going to outshine them. They're not afraid of who you really are. They don't have those sorts of trigger points. They're human. They have their humanness, but they're not trying to diminish you in any capacity. I love this person, and I love this person for you. Okay, I would now like to pull a few cards about what your future self has to tell you about you. what your future self sees as, some of your strength, how other people see you, how other people end up seeing you, what you might grow into, whatever comes up. I just want to see what needs to be fostered in you. What are the things that you could lean into, get better at? Hi, Knight of Pentacles. Well, this is so interesting. So this popping up here, we're in a separate deck, obviously. And we have the option to pull duplicate cards. And what I see here is that what you are looking for in this person from your past, the one who is not for you, that you can totally release and let go of if that, if that feels right to you. I like to say that because that's it's a big say. I'm giving you a big, a big piece of information, but always check in with your intuition. Always check in with yourself. You have a deep inner knowing. Now, what this is telling me is that this person from the past, what you really craved from them were things that you were not providing for yourself. And let me say that again. What you were craving from this person, and part of the reason it felt so hard to let them go, was because it was what you were craving from yourself and you did not think you could provide for yourself. Consistency, showing upness, being level-headed, having that practical side, being able to take care of yourself, being able to be stable and steady in a way that just shows up and shows up and shows up. Good at business, good with money, good with physical surroundings. There's some piece of this person, and you might know exactly what that is if you think about it, and I would jot it down, put that in your notes, that was something that you really craved because it felt like something you were lacking. Foster these things in yourself. They all exist there already. Take action on it. Let yourself lean into being that action-oriented human being that you are and that you become more of. Ooh, boy. Okay, now we also have the Two of Pentacles. So I do also think that you have been juggling some things. And once again, I really get this feeling. When we tapped here, we tapped on this energy that's taking up space in your world, in your energy, that subconscious or conscious, it's keeping things, it's keeping space that needs to be freed up for other things. You're expending so much energy, you're juggling it all so much, and it doesn't even matter. It's not even something you will care about in the future. It is not even something that will help propel you forward. You can use all of that energy now to do something good with, something you want, something that you want to manifest, that you crave. Put that energy into something else. Find a space to lock that energy in and stop juggling those things that are not serving you. Stop holding on to that chaotic energy. It's not for you. It's taking up so much space. It is creating so much effort. And whatever the things are that are giving you a hard time, I want you to think in an extreme circumstance that the opposite of whatever's taking up space is true. So if there, whatever this, this thing that you're hiding from everyone, if things were the exact opposite of that, the epitome of something you wanted everybody to see because you were so proud of it, or the people that you're holding space for that's stagnant, it's not for you. What if the opposite were true? You were completely filled up with the energy of your person that is moving, that is flowing, that is connected, that is wonderful, it's bubbling over. In that energy, then I want you to look back at these problems and you're going to see the insignificance of them, that you don't care. You don't care what anybody thinks. You don't care what who XYZ thinks about any of these things. You don't care about holding any space for that, because ultimately those are taking up a lot of space, but they're actually not something you're going to care about in the future. Okay, I hope I didn't harp on that for too long. Okay, here we go. Continuing on now. Okay, so and now we have the Four of Pentacles. You can afford to be more generous than you are. This could be financially, but I do think this really gets into value. With whatever it is you value, you can afford to be more giving and more open. If you have to apologize for something, if somebody else needs to apologize for something and you're the first one to give in, that's being generous. Giving compliments when somebody hasn't complimented you already, that's being generous. Spending time with someone who needs it, that's being generous. And that's what I mean by generous here. There's a generosity of spirit that your future self is saying, hey, let's crack these arms open a little bit. Give yourself a little more freely. Let yourself just give. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret giving, and you will regret not giving. I'm going to put that on top of our Nine of Cups because we know all the good stuff's coming in for you. Okay, let's see what else we have coming in for you. Here it is. I love that we've pulled these two cards reversed, and now we're pulling these two cards upright. So if we needed to compound on this message, if we needed to hammer this nail in, it's time to move on. It's time to get that energy flowing. And when one thing is stagnant in your life, everything can get backed up behind it. If that is an old love that is just hanging out, taking up space in your vibe, in your presence, in your energy, if that is, a movement that you need to take action on for your career, for your passion, for your purpose, if there's something that's just being held back, everything can get held back. And it's time to let yourself just go. It's time to make space to just move and launch yourself forward. And I'm also feeling this message that it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be a huge complicated mess. You don't have to do a big thing about it. You can make a big deal about it. You can do a deep dive. You can take a big vacation. You can do whatever you need to do. But honestly, it can be just that long. Where now, there it is. It's gone. All right, you're moving again. Boom. It comes up. Boom. I'm moving again. I'm not sitting in that energy anymore. Boom. And it can be just that simple. Okay. Now we also have the Hanged Man, and this really points me back to this hermit space. Let yourself see things from your own perspective. Now, your future self has this reverence for your perspective, the way that you see things. There's an understanding of how beautifully you interpret the world, that you see things from your own perspective, you do things your own way, that there have been people probably who've made you feel bad for maybe being different, for doing things in a way that everybody else doesn't do them. And now this future self looks back and sees that there's a reverence around the person who decided to do it differently, who decided to do it their own way. A love, a reverence, a championship. Back yourself up. Let yourself really own your own intuition and your own knowing. Here, let's see what else you need to know about you. Okay. The Ace of Cups comes in. Oh my. Just abundance, just an overflow. Our cups get into feelings, emotions, and I feel it all over this spread. I feel it all over. There is an overwhelm, and it really gets into your heart space. We're pulling from your heart space. We're getting to the lovers in your heart space. We're getting to partnership. We're getting to your heart space with the relationships in your life. It just keeps coming back to your heart space, your heart space, your heart space. And there is an overflow and abundance that exists within you now and also awaits you in the future. Just more than you can ever even know that you could take in. Just this feeling of overwhelming overflow. Saying over quite a bit, aren't I? Just pouring out. Just Ah, oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, now we have the Seven of Wands. Now, this is very interesting. So, this I feel is a message coming in that says you have been working really hard. You've been doing a ton of work. You've been doing a ton of effort. You've been making all of this strong progress and strides. You've gained a lot of ground. Now is not time to give up the ground you've covered. Now is not time to give up. Whenever you feel like you're like, I just want to throw in the towel on this. I'm exhausted. I feel like I'm standing in place, just holding the ground I've gained. Stay in it. Let yourself stay in the fight. Let yourself stay in a position where you are guarding what you have accomplished, what you've gained. You're guarding the person that you've become. Don't give up. Don't let yourself fall back down a hill. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull. Oh, okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Here we go. Now, this is what we've got. We have the Page of Cups, more cups, more cups, more cups. I am telling you, this is heart space city. This whole read really just talks to your heart space. I haven't had too many messages come up about your passion, your career, your, taking actionable steps. Yes, and moving yourself forward. But really, all of this just keeps coming back to your heart, your heart, your heart, your feelings and emotions. Just an overwhelming message about your heart space. So first of all, we have the Page of Cups, then we have the Nine of Cups, which we've already pulled. And then we also have the Four of Cups. So here are the messages that are coming in. So first of all, our Page of Cups is a youthful messenger card itself. So there is something that you are not reading right now. There's something important for your heart, your feelings, and your emotions that is already in your world that you're not reading, that you're not seeing it for what it is. And you're not picking up what it's putting down. And that could be for a lot of different reasons. It could be because you have limiting beliefs around, and this is heart space and love, feelings, all of that goodness. This is cups energy. So there is something around that energy that is, you're just not even looking at it. You're not focusing on it. It's not being clocked by you. So it's time to take a look at the messages that have been coming in. These can be literal messages that are coming in, actual messages from human beings and people. This could be, something in the form of, emails and text messages. But this can also be things that you would normally recognize as a sign that you are not recognizing as a sign. You're blowing it off. You're shooting it up into space. Now, we also have the Nine of Cups coming back in. Remember, we started with our Nine of Cups. This overwhelm of abundance. This message, I love these messages. This just says to me, it is more than you can even imagine right now. Your doubts, the fears that you have, the things that you crave, the things that you're hungry for, the things that you feel like you lack, there is more than you can even imagine coming for you, more than you can even contemplate. I am not talking small. This isn't talking, okay, it's all coming in. No, it is all coming in for you, more than you can even imagine. It is all possible and it all awaits. And it's time to wrap your head around that. Ooh, boy. All right, I'm going to land this on top of one of our gold cards because I've been doing that. But we already pulled that card. That was the first card that we pulled, the first card that we read. We have the Four of Cups also coming in. So this is interesting, and this is a little contrary to the energy that's been coming in. And this message tells me that although all of this goodness is coming in for you, dear heart, you've been closing things down. You've been closed for business. You have shut things out. Even if you're with somebody, even if you feel like you're open. And, trust your intuition on this. But there is something that is still shut off for you. There's something you decided to put on mute. You decided to put it on hold. You wanted to, close for business. No, thank you. Not right now. And that needs to open back up. If you want to open the gateway for all of this to drop in for you faster, It's time to open this back up. Crack yourself open for business. Let yourself take the world off mute. See everything in its vibrant color. Hear it all with that crispness. Open yourself up to being alive, to feeling things, the bad things too, the things that you don't want to feel, and so you try to stagnate it and stop from moving forward, but then it just all becomes a stagnant energy. Okay, we're pulling 2 more cards. We are pulling 2 more cards for you. I'm loving all of these messages. Okay, let's see what we've got. We have the Emperor and we have the Page of Pentacles. So first of all, I do want to hit the Page of Pentacles because what I see here is that there is a near future, in your immediate future, opportunity for you to land the things that you craved from this person, that you needed to step into, that consistency, feeling like you're capable, competent, good with money, practical. You're in that showing upness, and you have this great business sense, all of those things. There's an opportunity coming in for you financially, and it's not just financial. This gets into all of those attributes: your showing upness, your reliability, your ability to see a good business sense. All of that stuff, feeling like you can really take care of yourself, feeling like you're very much provided for and that you can provide for yourself. There is an opportunity coming in very soon, and you're going to get a message about it very soon, and you need to keep your eyes open for that. That is something that you should be having your eyes and ears open for, and that can come in the form of a sign that you would normally know, something you would clock and recognize. Yes, that is a sign. This is something I'm supposed to move on. But that could also be something that comes in as a direct message, something that comes in as a very specific direct message. Now, we also have the Emperor energy here. Now, this feels like this goes to a sort of fatherly figure. A fatherly figure, or this could even be a part of yourself that is a little strict with yourself. And I feel some interesting things here. So what I feel here is that if this is a fatherly figure, if there's someone that you feel like, whoa, that person is a rock, they have the best advice, they tell me things I don't want to hear, but they say it anyway, they're very accomplished. If there's a person that comes to mind, I want you to circle back to them. Come back to their energy. Insert yourself into their world, like make yourself a part of their world. Now, if I'm getting into your energy here with this, I feel like there is a part of you that is sort of your strict parent self, the one who's not mean, but the one who is a little more demanding, asks for more than what you're comfortable giving, is a little more authoritative, is a little bit more of a coach and an authority figure, and a rule putter in placer, if that makes any sense. I think it does. But there's a part of you that you can come back to, and you should come back to. And this part of you also requires to accomplish things and to also be recognized for those accomplishments. That you must recognize yourself for what you are doing. You must praise yourself. You must enjoy that part of all the hard work you did. The things that were hard, that were difficult, that other people have a hard time doing, and pat yourself on the back for those things. Champion yourself. But also, this is an enforcer, and I'm feeling this in that kind of enforcer energy, that there is something that's not just gentle. It's not just soft. There's something a little bit pushy, a little bit more pushy, a little more controlled here, that asks for more, do better. And this part of yourself is a gift for you. And it's really telling me, come back to this part of yourself, but also hone this part of yourself so it is truly moving you forward. And I am not talking about negative self-talk. I am not talking about berating yourself. I am not talking about that kind of being hard on you. I'm really talking about the kind of truth seeing, truth saying, tell it like it is, put action first, do the thing kind of enforcer. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. I have loved this reading so much. Oh, I know we had like a few little hammerings going on throughout. I think I hope I think it's good though. So I appreciate you. I always say outside sounds amplify the message. So hopefully those were parts where you had some intuitive hits coming in too. Let's go ahead and see what our original card was. What was the original card that we pulled? Oh my goodness, fresh start. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you have been given. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. I love it. I love it so much. And open yourself up to it. Open yourself up to it. Just like we were right here, opening up. Oh my goodness. I think there are little open hands. Can we put the open hands as an emoji down below? Any type of open hands. I know there are different types. So any type of open hands below. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Your heart space is going to be so full, and that is really feels like it is what you're driven with, that you are driven with your heart. This really just keeps coming back to a lot of heart space, and it seems like you do have some real challenges with some old things in your energy and thoughts, things that really just take up and circulate space. But the future looks so bright, so beautiful, so delicious. I'm so excited. I would love to hear what you have to say. Okay. Oh my goodness, until I see your precious self again. So much love and light. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in, my card too. Ha ha. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here. We're taking a look at a letter from your future self. So I would love for you to open up your energy as much as possible. Release anything that's not serving you, anything that could be cloudy or just that's not important right now. And let's go ahead. I'm going to move these little guys. Let's go ahead and let's get started on this reading. So I am going to start with my old trusty deck. And I want to just stay in this question. I just want to stay in this letter from your future self. And I just want to see what your future self is bringing in as messages. These cards are a little old, a little hard to shuffle, and that's okay. We love them. Let's get going. So we're just leaving that open. We're letting these messages come through for you. We're letting these messages come through for you. We're letting these messages come through for you. All right, let's see where we're starting. We'll ask as many questions as we need to get answers that we need. And let's get started. So we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Four of Cups reversed, we have the Knight of Cups. Ooh, okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed, we have the Ten of Wands, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So I'm seeing some messages right away about love, heart space, money, wealth, abundance, your work life as well. And that's where I want to, so let's just dive in. So first of all, getting started, I do see that career-wise, passion-wise, purpose-wise, there has been something right now that has been making you feel down, like making you feel like you've had a loss, you failed somehow. There's something that maybe just hasn't been coming to fruition. It hasn't been growing the way you wanted to, but something really hurt you. So I'm really thinking of a specific thing. This could be a specific person, a specific moment with an important person where you were expecting some sort of feedback. This could be something that you had planned and you had tried to like knock it out of the park, but it kind of fell flat. There is something here in the passion, purpose, and you know what, actually, I feel like this also could be something where you just are not getting the fulfillment that you want from what you're doing. That it feels, it's feeling like you used to have all this fire for, for the idea of it. You used to follow this fire for moving forward, but something kind of has extinguished that flame a bit, and you're really trying to get the flame back. You're really trying to sort of agitate the waters and get yourself going again, but it's kind of just falling flat. It's very hard for you. This feels like struggle energy. So I'm seeing this recognition of this, and then the message that really comes through for it is paired up with our Ten of Wands. And the message that's coming through from your future self is this piece of time. This is movable. This is going to change. This is part of a cycle. If you can get yourself sweaty, if you can get yourself into the hard work, and I mean sort of, metaphorically sweaty, if you can get yourself to do something that's really difficult associated with what you want to be doing, really a little extra effort, a little hard, a little above and beyond. There's something that will bring this home for you and take you to a whole new level. Our tens are cards of completion. There is something that's very close to you right now that your future self can see that you can't see. But you have to move through it, and you have to do that. You have to move through it. It's not just a sign that something's going to come and make it easier. This is not a wait and see what's going to make it easier card. You can see that by looking at it. This is walking all of that home, and it is by the sweat of your brow. So this is a little intense. There's a little intense energy that's needed to push you forward. All right, now getting into our heart space here, we have the Four of Cups reversed and we have the Knight of Cups. So this is interesting. These notes from your future self are sort of coming in pairs. So I do want to point out, our wands do often have to do with career, passion, purpose, energy, creativity. Our cups do often have to do with feelings and emotions. And our pentacles do often have to do with worldly goods, things of this earth. Things that are, oftentimes with money, things of high value. And these are sort of coming in pairs. And it looks like the pairs are really coming in saying, hey, this is where you are. And this is where, this is my message for you about it. So, which is intriguing to me because this is not the way our last reading for this went with messages from your future self. So what I'm seeing here is that with our Four of Cups, your future self is saying, hey, you have a piece of you that is so closed off. It is so shut down emotionally. But all of that is about to change. Now, once again, this is a bit of an action card. So this is something where you should start moving your own energy towards what's coming for you. But I do think with this card coming in, this also tells me that regardless of your efforts, unlike with your career where you really are asked to move it yourself, and you're really called to action. Actually, I'm going to leave our action card on top, our Ten of Wands on top. You're really called to you need to put this, it's not, it's a different type of struggle energy. You've got the one struggle energy that's just like sort of ruminating in place. The other one is very action oriented, moving forward, sort of lifting heavy objects. Now with this is telling me that even if you don't do anything to open yourself back up emotionally, romantically, in love, it is still coming for you. So this beautiful thing is coming for you regardless. Our Knight of Cups is coming in and it will shift you to an open-hearted space, even if you can't shift yourself. But you could start that moving in for you faster if you start shifting it yourself. If you start opening your heart up, if you start dropping your guard, start letting that wall come down, opening yourself up to these feelings and emotions and letting yourself sort of start to experience all of that right now. But it does seem like there's a very closed off part of you. And that means even if you're in something, even if you're, and take this with your intuition. I want your intuition to be the key player here. But reading the cards, it seems as though, even if you're in a relationship and it's a serious relationship, there's still a part of you that's very closed off to this person, that's really closed off to feeling the very deep feelings that you have the capacity to feel. And what this is telling me is that this person shows up for you. either somebody from the past, someone in the present, someone in the future. But this person you'll know because they feel like they're really offering up their heart to you. They are kind of wearing their heart on their sleeve. They have a lot of emotional depth. They have a lot of capacity to love, to feel. They're on that very, empathetic, good with emotional IQ, still very masculine, still a very masculine energy, but it is a very heart-centered energy. And this person showing up will also will shift your energy for you if you can't do it yourself. So even if that's somebody you're already with, that's them inhabiting a different part of themselves, or if this is a person walking in from the future, or somebody from the past just showing up as a different version of them. Now we have, and we can ask more questions. We're going to have questions for sure. But I just want to see what messages are coming in, because obviously the messages from future you are so much wiser than what we could ask questions about right now. This is where we're going to start. So we also have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, actually, I'm not reading this just as money. So I am reading this as money, things of this earth, but I actually really read this as well as physical health, wellness, your body, your beauty, feeling in your body, feeling like I am the queen kind of feelings, having that confidence in yourself physically. So I'm feeling this in that, and I do often with the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, this is such an opulent card. It is so beautiful. It is so luxurious. And our pentacles get into things of this earth. And in this earth, we are also physical beings with a physical body. So I do see this as you being in sort of a stuck state with those two things, with money and with like physicality. I don't necessarily want to just say beauty, but I might put that on top of it just to say like this is what I'm talking about. But I'm saying like feeling beautiful, feeling strong, feeling healthy, well in your body. When everything's going well, all of those things connect together. So I really mean that as one little package, just your physicality, your physical being. So those two things, money and your physical being, there's something that's off right now. And it may have been off for a while. This feels like a very stagnant energy, that you don't feel your fullest self. You don't have the energy that you want. You're not feeling like you glow from within or that you shine. And this might be just right now. This might be for a long while you felt this way. And this might be something that sort of ebbs and flows a little bit. But also financially, that there's something a little stuck for you financially. Now, I don't know that this means that you're having financial troubles or hardship, but that you're not growing financially. So it could be sort of either of those things where it's not pouring in for you the way that you want it to. You're not in an abundant state. Now, what this is telling me is that there is something here. So with our Ten of Pentacles, once again, I also want to point out that your future self sent you a message we're connecting our pentacles, our cups, our wands. The second card on this one was the Ten of Wands. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles. And our tens, as I said before, they are cards of completion. So there is something really wonderful coming in for you in both of these aspects. So again, if you can open up your energy to this, it will pour in for you. But even if you can't seem to move the energy the right way, just wish yourself to feel beautiful and healthy, wish yourself to have more money, get the right manifestation mindset. Even if you can't really move your energy that way, it is coming for you anyhow. You can move it faster by opening that energy up. But if you can't seem to get there, your future self is saying, hey, it's okay. There is an opulence that is coming for you. Now, this feels like this is something that is that aggregates over time, something that it's like an investment, that you're investing and investing, and suddenly it just exponentially grows. And it's like a crazy growth cycle, because this is a generational wealth card. There is something very generous about it. I think that you will get money from places that you don't really even consider as an avenue right now. and perhaps from family places as well. Now, I also think that feeling physically beautiful will also sort of come from places you don't expect it, or feeling physically well, that you're going to sort of have some again, an aggregation. It's sort of these small investments that suddenly you're like, wow, I feel so great in my body. I feel so great with my physical presence and being. And if you've had some health issues, that as well, with those health issues, feeling like very healthy, very well, able and capable, feeling strong and safe in your body. And this does feel like this is sort of a long term thing. So this feels like it's something that you can expect to see the growth of as you go, but also this is sort of like, hey, as you age, as you get older from here, it is going to get better and better and better. So when you're looking back from a long perspective, it's going to be in a very good place. But you can move that faster if you can open up that energy already now. But even if you can't, it's still going to compound upon itself. It's still going to be a great investment. Okay, I'm staying in our trusty deck. So let's go ahead and see what else your future self has to say. I just want to see what other messages are coming in from your future self. And yep, I feel something. We're going with both of those. And I also want to pull one more here. Okay, let's see what we have. Now we have, oopsie daisies, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Page of Pentacles, so we have our first Swords card. We have the Chariot, we have the Empress, which actually I pulled last, which I love this. This is beautiful. Oh, and I have the King of Swords and I have Judgment. So I have my first two Swords cards. We've got another Pentacles card. We have the Chariot, the Empress. So we have a couple things coming in from the Major Arcana as well. So these are going to be, I'm feeling these as more like, these are bigger overriding things. The things we're getting into are going to be more like this is as sort of time is going on right now. In our minor arcana stuff, which would be things like the pentacles or the cups or the wands. And, you know, these sort of bigger stamps are, you know, the Chariot and the Empress and Judgment. Those are going to be our major arcana cards. Okay, so let's take a look. So first of all, we have the Ace of Swords and we have the Page of Pentacles. Now I love this. So this to me tells me that there is something. So our aces bring in new opportunities, and our Ace of Swords is very much like an epiphany card, having a moment of lightning bolt energy of truth, understanding, clarity, getting a full scope, understanding something you didn't before. Sort of, and there is this royalty to it. There's something very royal here. And anything with, you know, with these little pieces of plants, you know, there's growth in there. Now we also have the Page of Pentacles, which is a youthful messenger card. And again, we're in Pentacles, which is of this earth. Now, I do think that there is something that is going to be mind-blowing that is coming for you. So what I'm seeing coming in is that there is a message coming in. And this message is, if you want to move this faster, if you want to change this so that things come in more abundantly, so that you feel wonderful as you are, listen to this bolt of lightning that comes in. Be open to this bolt of lightning that is coming in, this epiphany, this light bulb moment, this shock of understanding. There is a truth that is coming for you very soon. It's about to be handed off to you. It feels very close. That's gonna light things up for you, just completely illuminate your understanding, but you do have to take action on it. Now, you have to take action on the messages. You have to create your own message back to the universe that says, yes, I accept this. I'm moving forward on this. And I do think that this comes back to our Pentacles. This does come back to, because there's something a little wanting here that I think your future self also wants you to get here faster, because your future self knows you can. Where you feel glorious and beautiful in your body, you feel abundant and rich because you are, and it knows that you have the capability to bring that all to you so much faster. But this is something that, kind of, otherwise, if you don't open up that energy, it will just take you longer. And that's okay. It's still going to be a beautiful place to land. But you can have it all so much quicker if you take action on this. And you'll know what it is. This is a big thing, but it's a big thing that could easily be the kind of big moment that turns into nothing because you didn't take action on it. And I would like for you to take a moment to just imagine that. Imagine yourself having this realization, feel it in your body. Oh my goodness, I understand something I didn't before. You pause because it's so arresting to you. You're just like, ah, wow, I didn't realize that before. I've been doing this thing over and over. You have this realization. And then imagine yourself going on and thinking, maybe writing it down, maybe writing a note about doing something about it, seeing that note a month later and seeing that note a month later. And then, never really stepping into it and, just continuing on and on and on. And then looking back long term to see that you could have moved through it faster if you'd taken yourself up on this bolt of lightning, this idea that you had, this truth, this understanding that you had. Now I want you to do the same thing, and I want you to imagine for a moment that you have this realization. Oh, it makes you catch your breath. You stop and pause doing what you're doing. You do write it down. And then you have this memory of this reading. You have this memory of your future self reaching out. And you think, oh my goodness, I need to do something about this immediately. So instead of continuing on with your day, you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to pick up some food, you're going to do the chores, you're going to finish your work. Instead of continuing on with your day, you stop everything you're doing for 20 minutes and you start taking action on the thing that just like breathtakingly opened up for you. And this isn't really just strategizing. It's not really just making a list. It's starting action. You know what you need to do. You open your email, you write and send an email off to someone to start the action rolling. Hey, I do really want to do this thing. Hey, I really do. I think this is a really important thing for me to enroll in right now. I think you take the action immediately, and it's only 20 minutes. And then you've started the energy rolling, and then things move fast. Things compound because your future self already knows that they can. Okay, thank you for taking that little thought experiment with me right there. I like to be in a state of preparation for what the future brings because we are creatures of habit. It's hard to do new things. But we're learning important stuff here. And theoretically, it's beautiful. But if we practice it and put action to it, this is life-changing. So we also have the Judgment card and we have the King of Swords. So the first thing that I'm seeing with the Judgment card, and like I was saying, this is kind of a bigger picture thing. And I'm seeing a few shades of things. But first of all, I'm seeing that there is a decision for you that is, I think it's something you've been stalling on making. It's sort of transitory. It's an important decision. And oddly, you've been dragging your feet about it perhaps and procrastinating on making this decision. But oddly, when you do make this decision, the universe is going to reward you for it. And you're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it, even though it's been really hard to get you to move on it. And once you make this choice and you make this decision, you are going to look back and you're going to think, why did I take so long to do that? This is the best decision I've ever made in my life. This has changed everything. This has been a complete game changer. Best choice I've ever made. Best decision I've ever made. So whatever you've been dragging your feet on, and these are messages that are coming in right now for a reason, because you have actionable items to make right now. And some of them will be about what's, in the immediate future, or, giving you reassurances about the extended future, or tips about the extended future. But these are important shifting things that you can, take action on now. This is something you're going through now. You're feeling this, that dragging energy about making that choice now. Now, we also have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, I think, is a message from yourself that there is a person who is, this is like a wonderful masculine energy. This is someone who you would describe as one of the smartest people you've ever met in your life. You feel very safe asking them questions. You feel very safe getting their opinion on things. I would say safe in the way that you know you're going to get some good advice. You know that they're really smart. They're really wise. They see a lot of truth in things that other people don't see. They have a real seed of knowing, a real seed of masculinity, and a real seed of understanding. Now, this person, they are a little alpha male, and they do have, and I would say that this does feel like someone who is handsome, and also, you know, that kind of like, this could be someone who's not romantically paired with you, but maybe you've been interested in that at some point, or there might be like some little sparks going off. And this doesn't have to be romantic, but this does feel like it has potential to be. Now, with this person is someone who's going to be important to help you not make this choice, but important to land you through the choice. So once you've made the choice, which you do have to do on your own, and it's something you already know you want to do, I think. It's just something you've been procrastinating on, not moving forward on. Once you've done that, this person is important to help you moving forward in it. This person feels important in getting you to your final destination. There is no final destination, but you know, getting you to the path, to get you like moving through it. I mean, our final destination is in death, of course, but not to be morbid, but some people find that very reassuring. But you know, this is a continuous journey. There's no finality about what I'm saying. It is continuous. It's ever moving. Now, we also have the Chariot and we have the Empress, and this does feel like romantic energy. So this feels like there is this power coupling in your future, and I do see this as alpha masculine energy as well, paired with extremely divine feminine energy, that you're going to be stepping into this very and actually I'm not really getting a read off of your current energy, but that you'll be stepping into a very divine feminine energy, and you'll feel more of that and a heightened version of that when you are with this person. This could be someone from the past, this could be someone in your immediate that you're already with, this could be someone in the future, but this person, you will know them because they're moving very quickly. They are very bold, very strong. I want you to think of, you know, the main character in Gladiator, someone who's not afraid to rock the boat, someone who's not afraid to take action, someone who's not afraid of life, someone who's not afraid of, you know, failure, because they know that they are going to fail sometimes, but they've always gotten back up and they know how to win. They do have a very winning energy. They have an innate strength about them that has been tested over time. It's something that they've created because they've gone through it over and over again. Now, like I said, they have a very divine masculine energy, and so there is a very strong juxtaposition between the two of you, but it makes for a very strong power coupling. That you're very, you know, nurturing, growth-oriented, really strong, fertile energy. You're really stepping into sort of this very womanly vibe. And they're very, very strong masculine energy, that they have this sense of purpose, that they know where they're going, they know what they want, they know what they're doing. They've already done a lot of the things that they've wanted to do. They've taken action over and over and over again. And this feels wonderful. I love it. I love this. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. All right. I do want to go ahead and let's see. Now I want to go ahead and step over to our pink deck. Now I would just like to ask your future self. I would just like to ask if there's anything that's really important for you to know right now that will cause you, something about that will save you a lot of heartache or strife or anxiety, or just anything that's really important for you to know right now. Oh, hi. Hey, answers from your future self. My goodness. The High Priestess reverse comes in. And do you know what I immediately thought when I turned this over? Is that you are not listening to yourself. You are not listening to your inner voice. You are so wise. You are so divinely feminine right now. You are so wise, though. And you have been ignoring your own wisdom. You have not been listening to your intuition. You have not been following your inner guidance. You have been removing yourself from that for some reason. And it feels like a little, and not a little hurt, like a big hurt, like this part of you you've rejected because for some reason you felt like she failed to provide you a safe path, that you're following your own inner guidance. You were so strong in your footing. You were really dancing through this divine feminine energy. And you just kind of, it all exploded and you kind of turned on yourself and felt like, I can't trust you anymore. I don't trust this inner wisdom. I'm not trusting this. I'm going to go to other things. I'm not following this gut instinct that I have. I'm not following my own inner voice and the wisdom that I have. I'm going to listen to something else. So that's kind of a dose of tough love, I feel like. Sort of, I guess, tough truth of clarity of, hey, this is what's really going on. Oh boy, let's see what else we have. Let's see what else your future self has to say about this. Let's see. Okay. Okay, now we also have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I love the evenness of the way these messages are coming through. It's so wonderful to me. So this is telling me that your future self is also saying there is stuff that's going on right now that feels like it is so unlucky. Someone, didn't love you back, or someone left. Someone, these things, something didn't come through for you. An opportunity didn't work out. Things that feel so unlucky, that make you feel rejected, that make you feel like you're rejected from the universe, not just from one other person, but that the universe is not showering you in the goodness and abundance that it could. But what your future self is coming in to say, and this is, again, this feels like, like this little dose of truth, is that all these things that you feel are so unlucky are the greatest gift that you are being given. You just don't know it yet. And you will. You will on the other end, when you get to where you want to be, when you're seeing it through your own eyes of seeing exactly how things transpired. And it will make you trust more in the future. But your future self is saying, hey, you don't need to go through all of that to know that you can trust what's going on in your life, to know that you can trust what is transpiring in your world. You could just trust it now. Just know that these things that are happening, they might feel like it is unbelievably unlucky and it feels awful and terrible and it hurts your ego and it hurts your soul and it hurts your heart and it makes you feel lonely and it makes you feel like you may not be safe even when it comes to, money or being taken care of. But just know that in the future, when you are looking back, you are going to think of those exact things and you are going to see that they brought you the luckiest things in your life. You never thought you could be so lucky. That it is the good fortune that these things are going on right now. It is your good fortune that these things are not showing up the way that you're asking for them. Or they are showing up. They just, if they haven't landed yet, they're showing up by pushing away things that are not for you. But if you get caught up in that energy, then it's hard to move into what is for you. Ooh, my. Oh, I could do this reading all day. This is wisdom. This is so interesting. I really, truly could do this all day. I want 2 last messages for you. Now, I want to take away, so this doesn't have to necessarily provide anything that will keep you out of feeling, any kind of strife or anxiety. This is just coming in from your future self. Just any little, this could be little love notes, these could be little, whatever is going to be very important for you. And yeah, just anything that's going to be very important for you. And your future self knows what's the most important for you. So let's go ahead and just trust that. And I'm pulling 2 cards. All right, so let's see. We have, hi, I love this reading so much. We have Strength and we have the Ace of Wands. Oh my. Okay, so we have another ace. We know that these are new opportunities. We have Strength. And we also know our Wands energy. We're really hanging in there with our career, passion, purpose, taking a very traditional feel on it, and creativity. And we have the Strength card. And I love the Strength card. And I do say this almost every time I pull it, but I'm going to say it again anyway for those in the back. But the Strength card sometimes gets pushed aside. I feel like it's the kind of card where people are like, oh, yeah, okay, great, strength. Oh, she's a strong woman. Yeah. This card is showing you a woman who is closing the mouth of a lion. And I just want to say that again. This card is showing us a picture of a woman peacefully, easily closing the mouth of a wild lion. An animal that could demolish her, kill her, weighs, I don't even know how many times the amount of what she weighs. Obviously this animal is dangerous. And she is easily doing it. And what this says is this is not just your regular old average strength. This is not just, oh, she's a strong woman. This is saying this is a woman who can do things that are beyond belief. This is a woman who has magical capabilities. This is someone who can charm a specific wildness in this world that perhaps only she is capable of. I don't know how many people can close the mouth of a lion, but I don't know any. And so take that in perspective. You have an unbelievable ability within you. You may not be tapping it. You may not be trusting it. In fact, I would go so far as to say you are not trusting it right now based on the messages coming in from your future self. You have an incredible capability. And this is something I think you have. And I think you're not flexing these muscles. I think you're saying, you know what? No one else closes the mouth of a lion. Why should I? Why should I go out and do this thing that only I can do? I could just be like everybody else instead. And it kind of makes me a little emotional, but your future self is saying, hey, no, go be you. Do you the best way you know how. Be excellent at being you. Be you fully, completely. I just feel this surge of energy for this. Okay. Now we also have the Ace of Wands. And like I said, new opportunities, Wands bringing in that career, passion, purpose, all that goodness. So there is a new opportunity that is coming in for you. And as we were saying before, that you might be in this place where you're really stagnant, you're not feeling lit up. You need to pick up the momentum to move this home. You need to get that sweat going. It's going to be a little bit of you're going to have to push yourself to get there. It is a little tap of tough love to get moving. But our Ace of Wands is coming in and is saying, hey, once you get moving, you're going to have something incredible coming in for you. And this is not something that you perhaps expect to come in. It is not something perhaps that you could plan out yourself. But if you push through whatever wall you're having right now, whatever stagnation you're having right now, if you push through anything that feels like this is a little struggle, it's a little hard, I'm not feeling lit up about this, this is going to be a brilliant glow. This is going to be a brilliant fireworks show for you. and it's going to change everything. It's a whole new feeling. It feels like you're doing something completely different. I don't think it is something, I think it is different, but I don't think it's completely different. It's just like kind of mind-blowingly different, where it's like, oh, this segued path has led me to this whole new space that I didn't even expect to open up for me. I could never have planned for this to open up for me. So if you get yourself moving, there is a huge gust of wind coming in to have your back and push you fast forward, lit up, ready to go. Okay, now let's see what our original anchor card was. So this comes in the form of guidance. So your future self, which we're asking of pulling in this guidance, has pushed you for check-in. When you think about whatever it is that you're pondering, and we know you have to make a big decision, you have to make that choice to do it, that procrastination, but also that action taking that we were talking about taking action immediately. We did the whole thought experiment on it. Where you have the epiphany, and then within those 20 minutes, you just stop everything you're doing. When you think about whatever it is that you're pondering, take a moment to check in with how you feel about it. Do you feel lighter or heavier? Excited or filled with dread? Pay attention to your inner guidance. It's always so helpful. And I love this because we've just been talking about a perhaps little disconnection from your inner guidance. Oh, goodness. Well, I think a lawnmower is starting up at the perfect timing because we're just finishing up. I love this reading. This is just, oh, I love it so much. Okay, let's pop a lion below. I would love to hear some comments. Yes, give me some comments. Let me know if you love this as much as I do. If things are like, if you're like, whoa, yeah, lining up. Yeah, I would love to hear. Okay, I am sending you off with so much love, so much light. Mwah, yeah. Welcome in my card 3. Land, arrive. These have so far been some of my favorite readings. They are so fun. We're taking a look at a letter from your future self. I can't wait to see what the cards grab. I can't wait to see what the energy pulls. I'm so excited to dive in. Go ahead and clear everything else out. I would definitely have a pen and paper nearby. There's some potent things coming through so far. So let's go ahead and tap into that energy. Oh, look, I'm about to turn over our anchor card first. Well, I started doing that, so we're meant to be doing that. Let's go ahead and see what we have. Manifest. A little divine guidance from your future self. You're always manifesting, whether you're aware of it or not. Manifestation is based on your thoughts, and you're being asked to manifest consciously through positive thinking, so you'll attract into your life exactly what you're wanting. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Okay, so I am going to go right to our pink deck. So let's see what we've got going on in our pink deck. We're really leaving this open for your future self to just drop in with the wisdom that you need to hear. And I have no idea what that's going to be. I'm going to let that be just exactly what it is. I'm not going to put any questions on that yet. We might ask some specific questions, but also the potent information that's been coming through just seems to be exactly what you need to hear. So I'm going to sort of trust here. All right, starting over here, we have the King of Wands. Yes, we have the Eight of Swords. Yes, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now we also have the World reversed. We have the Page of Swords reversed, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So lots of messages coming through right away. We have the King of Wands, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles. I'm just looking for little ties together. The World reversed, the Page of Swords reversed, yes, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, here we go. Now, we're starting off with the King of Wands, and our King of Wands is a ferocious, divine masculine energy, alpha male sort of feel. And I am feeling like there is something that you've been, perhaps even worrying about soulmate energy, this person's going to be very important for you. This person is lit on fire. They're ambitious, they're creative, they're purposeful, they're driven, they're moving forward in their life. No obstacles are getting in the way. They're in their seat of power. They have this divine masculine energy that makes you feel safe, but at the same time, it pushes you to be more. It pushes you to dive deeper into your own strengths, to be unstoppable yourself. It gives you courage. This is a courageous energy, and the confidence that comes along with this, it instigates your own confidence. And this does feel like this could get into some romantic energy. This feels like this could get into soulmateship, that this is your person. Regardless, I'm sure we're going to get more answers because we've been getting all the answers. But regardless, this person feels like they are important in your life for moving you forward, for lighting up an inspiration, but really also just for giving you the support and the confidence, acting as they are in their life for you to live up to your potential. And I do think that that's okay. Continuing, let me continue. Now we have the Eight of Swords and we have the Three of Pentacles. So I am seeing that this is a little nudge from your future self that is a little, a little, I don't want to say guidance counselor, but yeah, like think of this as kind of like the parental like nudge, like, hey girl, you have been wrapped up in your thoughts and you feel like you are trapped in something. You feel like there is something you cannot make your way out of. And your future self is saying that is an illusion. This has no power over you. These thoughts, they have no power over you. That's just a habit. It's just a pattern. It will eventually disintegrate itself when you have new things dropping in. But you can release yourself from this energy right now. You don't have to wait for some amazing thing to drop into your life to distract you away from the pressure cooker that you put yourself in, of things that have gone wrong, things that you feel trapped in, where you feel immobile. You feel like you don't have the ability to get yourself out, the ability to run free and wild into your most amazing, authentic self. You're in a space where there is a containment, where there's a piece of you that's not able to freely be you. The freedom aspect, it feels like that's really hindered. And this feels like it's very tight and closed in, and it doesn't feel good. And your future self doesn't want you to live here anymore. This isn't the place for you to be. You shouldn't be living in this space. This isn't something that's happy or good or fulfilling or moving you forward. It's kind of, it sounds harsh, but it's kind of just wasting your time. It's time that you could be spending joyfully, peacefully, laughing, enjoying the people in your life, doing things that excite you, that move you forward, that light you up, that invigorate you, that bring you more, that manifest what it is that you desire. And this is not a manifestation space. And this is kind of a get out of your own way, girl. I don't know where the girl is coming from. I don't know if you talk to yourself that way or what. That's not something I normally bring up, but here we go. So we also have the Three of Pentacles, and this is a nice like little piece of advice. The Three of Pentacles, I'm feeling this in money, and I am feeling this in very much in financial security. That you should be setting a foundation and planning things out, seeking the help that you need to step into the empire you want to create. And even if you feel like, oh, I can handle all that later when the abundance flows in, when I manifest much, much, much more than what I have, I can get I can just have someone who handles that stuff for me. But your future self, the message that's coming in is don't wait. Start the habit now. Get in the productivity of knowing what to do with your finances now. Learn how to budget. Look at the numbers. Be a little obsessed with it. Gamify it. See how much you can figure out. Educate yourself. Find experts. Let yourself be fully immersed in this mindset. And then when the abundance drops in, you know exactly what to do with it. It will all be habit. It will all be ready for you to stockpile. It'll all be ready for you to invest. It will just be a nice, easy flow transition, not a whole new skill set that you suddenly have to learn. Okay, now we also have the World reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, plus the Page of Pentacles upright. So what I'm seeing here is there is a transition that you have not been willing to make. The world often does take us through life's transitions, the closing of a cycle, the opening of a cycle, and there is something joyful, abundant, wonderful about it. It is things coming to fruition, woo, I've accomplished this thing, now I can blossom and open my wings to this next thing. And I do think that you have closed a certain cycle. I feel like perhaps you haven't celebrated that cycle, because even if there are negative things in that cycle, we all have negative things. This is a human being living a life. Even so, there are things to celebrate: your growth, what you've done, how you've blossomed, how you've evolved, who you've become. You can really find the things that you have found that you can be grateful for, that have been useful for you, that have been, I just had a dragonfly bump up against my window. So that feels like a sign. Was that a dragonfly? That is either a dragon, that's a giant, or that could be a hummingbird. Okay, well, there's some action going on outside my window, and it is bumping into my window. So this feels ultra important. So this cycle, it is time for this cycle to end. It is time to launch yourself into your future cycle. The past is past, and now I've got a helicopter. I always say outside sounds amplify the message, and we're getting some real amplifications here. So it's time for the cycle to end. It is time to launch yourself into the future. You have a whole new you that you get to be. You have a whole new existence that you get to step into. You can create yourself into anything you want. You can set yourself free from this prison. You can let this go, and you can step into your future. And I know that it feels like there are all kinds of things that come up to block this. There are all kinds of, I feel like really we have the Page of Swords here reversed, and our swords get into that thought space, mind space. They get into the truth seeing. And with these two reversed cards, from the not moving into the new cycle and not stepping into the future of you, I also see that there's a part of you that's not, it is not acknowledging the truth of your situation, not acknowledging the messages that are coming in for you, not acknowledging the truth feeding that's coming in for you, the enlightenment that's coming in for you, the things that inspire you, the thought processes. You might be dimming down the positive, important thoughts that will set you free and move you forward, and latching on and dimming those out, latching on instead to the negative ones that keep you imprisoned. Ooh, boy. But hey, there's also some really important messages that are about to come in about money. And I do feel, again, this is coming back to money. Sometimes this comes into other things. This could get into things of this earth. This could get into the body and health. But I am feeling this in a financial way, that there is some new, exciting inspiration about money that is coming your way. And I think it starts over here with stepping into your sort of due diligence about getting financially savvy, being financially literate. And if you're like, yeah, I do, I know what I'm doing with my money. I mean that even more so, just compounding on that, just leaning into it even more. There is something important there that lies in wait as an inspiration that can truly manifest some abundance for you. And future you doesn't want you to miss out on that. Okay, I'm staying in our pink deck now. So I'm going to keep on with this questioning. Really, this isn't a question. This is just an opening. I'm just opening a door for your future self to launch some messages toward us. So we're just opening that door, seeing what messages launch toward us, and let's see where we go. Let's see. Oh, also, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Yay! Okay, let's continue on. Okay, so we have the Moon, we have the Ace of Swords reversed, and we have the Five of Cups. And we have the Page of Cups. Can I point out that we've now pulled 3 of the 4 pages? We have the Hierophant and we have the Fool. Okay, important things coming in. So Now, the moon tells us, I do feel this. Okay, I want to lay these out so you can just look at them for a moment. And I would like you to take a moment to notice if any intuitive hits come in for you as you look at the cards. At the cards. Now, I want to just drop a few words around these cards, and then I want you to notice any intuitive hits that come in then. And any intuition that comes up for you, I would like you to write it down. It can be one word, anything that reminds you of what the intuition is that's coming up for you. So I'm just tapping on the moon and hidden truth, things that are out of sight, things that are not seen, that are not fully illuminated, things that could even be deceitful, that could even be self-deception. I'm just throwing out some words. You take it from there. Now we have the Ace of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Swords upright is very much a divine inspiration, truth seeing, enlightenment, a lightning bolt of clarity. Now this is a reversed card. And I'm just going to lay that out there, and then we'll go ahead and dive in deeper. Now we have the Five of Cups, turning away from what is to look at what is not anymore, looking back, memories, regret. Okay, now, you can pause this and write down any inspirations that are coming up for you, or you can just write them really quickly as we go. But I am seeing that there is something, these do feel all in alignment, that they are all connected to each other. So I am feeling like there is this truth that you, and I feel this kind of a self-deceit. I do feel this as this hidden particle. And I do kind of want you to imagine this as like a little box, a trinket box. It's been hidden away, all the lights are out, but something really important is in this box. And until you find this box, until you open it up, it's something very small in there. But until you open it up, you can't really think about anything else. Your mind won't let you think about anything else. All you can think about is, where has this box gone? Where is this box? Where do I find it? And you can shine some illumination on it so you can find the box. You can find it in the dark, but the important thing is finding it. And the important thing is finding it and opening it. Now, we also have the Ace of Swords reversed. And our Ace of Swords, as I was saying before, we have that lightning bolt of truth, the clarity, and it's kind of a royal clarity, bringing new opportunities and new things in. There are things that cannot come in for you because you won't acknowledge the truth. And the way that I said that probably brings up some defensiveness. So take a breath around that and see if that feels like there could be any truth around that. And follow your intuitions. Follow what's coming up for you. If that feels wrong, that feels wrong. But if there could be some truth in it, then I look at it with a little curiosity. If you can look at your truth, and this is what you want in life, what you desire most, what you are doing to stop yourself, what beliefs you have been holding on to, clutching to with your fingernails, in order to hold you back, to stop you from moving forward. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about truth. There's something very stagnant here. You can't have this epiphany. This is a life-changing opportunity to move forward, to cut through all of the other, garbage, all the other mumbo, all the other, stuff that's out there, with your sort of truth, with your sort of knowledge, with your sort of understanding. So there's something to latch onto there. Now, I really do feel that our Five of Cups is really pulled in here. And this feels like it does come back to, this feels like this could be pulled into a past love. I am feeling like this can just be surrounding a life situation. Something you feel is lost to you. And this might be that you feel like you've lost the best years of your life. You might feel like the best opportunities have already gone by. You might feel that there is something here that feels desolate, that you don't want to look away from it because you feel like that was it, that's what you got, and now you don't, there's nothing else. So you have to keep looking at it and seeing it, because somehow staying with that energy keeps it in your life. But what you are not seeing is what is in your life for real right now. And there is more, and there is happy, and there is good, and there is the best yet to come. And it's right behind you. This is not far away. This is so close, so close, so close. All you have to do is turn around. I mean, it's practically touching you. But you're refusing to. And I feel like your future self is very frustrated with that, very frustrated with the idea that, that you could be so close to something you want so much, something that is going to be exciting and happy and joyful and a full new cycle. And just like I said, the best is yet to come, the best chapters, all the good stuff. You're missing the good stuff, the best meals. You're missing the good. Because you can't tear your eyes away from what you are afraid was the best, what you're afraid was the good. And I know someone's probably gonna comment about my saying good 4 times or so, but here we go. We're continuing on anyway. We have the Page of Cups, we have the Hierophant, we have the Fool. So your future self, this energy feels like it is sending you messages about love in funny little ways. If there is something that makes you laugh, and the next thing that makes you laugh, that's what I want you to look at. The things that make you laugh in the next 24 hours, the things that make you laugh in a very immediate sense. I want you to look for the message in it, and I want you to look in the message regarding to love. There's something very important there. So listen up, keep your pen nearby, write it down, take action on it. The Hierophant is also coming in here. So this is interesting and a bit more studious, and this does feel like a study, that your future self wants you to be studying something, to spend some time each day accumulating your knowledge towards something that is very important to you, and I think you know what that is. And this habit is going to incredibly improve your life. It's something that your future self wishes that you'd started earlier, wants you to start doing it now. 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. And no matter how many minutes you spend, they accumulate, and they accumulate in a real way. In a real way. Same with the financial information, that accumulates in a real way. Those habits. And that's why starting now, you start small, you just do it every day, no big deal, part of your daily routine. Once it's routine, it's just something you do. It's part of who you are, and it's going to make an incredible impact on your life. Now, we also have the Fool here, and I love this. This feels like a message that is saying it is okay. First of all, it is okay to fail. It is okay to look foolish. It is okay there's a youthfulness to this card, a vulnerability, a naivety even. There is this openness about this card. And this card, it's the start of a whole new journey. And it's so interesting to be paired with our world reversed, which is not wanting to move into the journey, not letting this cycle take place, sort of holding things up. But your future self is saying, what is the worst that can happen? You fall off this cliff of this new cycle. You step the wrong direction. You go the wrong way. You end up looking foolish to everyone in the world. What does that even matter, though? Does it really matter? And ultimately, you're not going to end up doing that. But if you did, if you started playing out your worst case scenarios, if you are behind you, and you always have your back, and you always will press forward, then it really doesn't matter. It's the most important thing. It's just that you're on the journey, that you're starting the journey, because life happens on this journey. Life doesn't happen when you're refusing to take the journey. That was a little bit of an obvious, statement, but it's true. Okay, I'm going to my old deck. Hard to shuffle, a little bit frayed on the edges. Love this deck. I'm pulling just some more little pieces. Once again, I don't really want to ask questions yet because I really do just love the information that's coming in. But I will I will ask a few more directed questions. Aha, we have the Fool, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Empress. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more specific about things that you really need to be focusing your energy on. Starting this new journey, and this feels more like an action card now. Now, your future self sort of dropped this in already. I love that we can pull duplicate cards, and I love that we get those synchronicities and we get confirmation. But here's what happens when you decide to embark, you decide to move forward, and you say, I don't care what anybody thinks of me, even if this is the most embarrassed. Getting started on this new cycle is the most embarrassed I'm ever going to be because I say things wrong, I do things wrong, I look foolish, I make a fool of myself. Even if that is true, you are launching yourself onto a moving path. And the first part of that moving path is that you are going to be released from this prison space, this almost suffocating space, this intense, chaotic mind space that feels like you have not been able to get out of it, probably for a little while. You're going to start moving away from that. It's not going to feel great at first. At first, it's going to be a little bit laborious. It's going to be a little bit of a tenuous situation. You'll be moving away from all of those old thoughts and thinking and thought patterns. But you're going to evolve into the best version of you. And this is a version that you will become where you can look back and say, I am the woman I've always wanted to be. I am the person that I have always wanted to be. How did I get to do this? How did I manage this? This is some very divine feminine energy that's coming in. It is very growth oriented, very very fertile, growing everything all around her. Very calm, very confident in herself. It's beautiful. So there we have that. Now, I do want to pull 3 more cards before I think I just want to give us like maybe 1 or 2 questions at the end. So I'm going to pull these 3. And we have the Magician, we have the 7 of Cups reversed, and we have Justice. Yes. Okay, the Magician is our Master Manifester. I would like to point out where we started with the Manifest card. Your future self is really bringing a lot of like, hey, you are going to end up in a really good space. And there are all of these things that you're gonna end up being the woman of your dreams, in the life of your dreams. These are the spaces that can move you forward the fastest and manifest exactly what it is you want. This is a reminder from your future self that you can manifest anything you want. But it is only potential until you take action. And I know, that's not what you want to hear. And especially because you are in a little bit of a stuck cycle, and that feels so hard, how to move out of this stuck cycle. So I do want you to find some of that momentum, something that can bust you out of that. Let's take a look at what else we have. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. So we have the 7 of Cups reversed, and the Cups get into that feeling space and emotional space. I feel like this is sort of a direct message about action taking, and this feels hard. This feels like stepping into, feels like a suggestion about stepping into a space where you turn off every other thing that is giving you the feelings and the emotions that you're just taking in over and over again. That sounds so hard to do. I'm talking about movies and television and music that is not towards what you want to manifest. I'm talking about anything, books, things that are giving you a heart space, a feeling space, even listening to other people's stories that take you on an emotional journey that is not the one you want to be on. It's a kind of cleanse of your energy. This doesn't have to be for a long time. This could be for one day. This could be one day. There is something so important in there that I think that energy can combust in one day. And clearing out all of the other emotional stuff that is not yours, that does not belong to you, that is taking you on a ride and taking your energy and your manifestations on a ride. And remember, all of those things that have storylines, a drama on TV or a podcast or all of those, they're made to keep you captivated. They're made to have drama. And as far as I can, say, you probably don't want to be living a life of drama. So taking a moment to step back, there's 100% space for all of that. But I'm just saying, one day away from all of that, to be with what you have. Just be in what exists within you. See the tools that you have with clarity, with quiet all around you, so you can hear what you need to do, because that wisdom is already inside of you. This is a letter from your future self, which is you. This is already inside of you. That energy is already here. Okay, now we also have Justice. And this is an interesting card. I kind of feel like the message coming in here is you're going to get yours. You're going to get what is coming to you, but also the people and situations that feel like they have treated you very poorly are also going to even out, and it's going to be just fine. You don't need to worry about that. If things are causing you concern, if things are worrying you or troubling you, that things felt really unfair, don't you worry. That is not your burden to carry. That will even out. That will be fair in the future. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, now I want to pull one card from your future self for love. Okay, now we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Oh, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. So the Seven of Pentacles, there is this like growth happening. There's some, really waiting, some patience. This could also, get into some of that like disgruntled energy that what you've been growing and spending so much effort on maybe wasn't actually what you wanted. So it feels like you might have been sowing seeds that you've been patiently planting and watering and growing and coming back to over and over and over again. But those seeds actually don't hold what you want. What you want, I do feel that romantic energy around our King of Wands. What you want is, it's what you want, and you have to look into your own energy to feel and see that. And I think you can do that with some clarity here, giving your space, time, and clarity to get to really see that. I don't think it's what you've been sowing. I don't think it's what you've been planting and growing and being so patient with. All of those skills are fantastic, and you take those with you. You take them with you on this journey. But it might be time to plant some new seeds. Okay, and I want to ask your future self. I also want to ask your future self about your passion, purpose, your career, anything in that realm. Oh, we have another reversed card. We have the Five of Wands reversed. This is interesting as well. So I'm getting, okay, so first of all, competition comes up. Now, this feels like you may want to be in a non-competitive, there's something that just started up outside, some sort of fix-it thing. Okay, now you may want to be in a non-competitive environment. That might be something that you're really interested in, and that might also be something that your future self is telling you to move towards. That if there's some competition going on in your career or in your purpose or in your passion, and that could even be getting away from competition because you no longer give, that you don't care anymore what other people think. You're doing your own thing. You're stepping out. You're in your flow, as we were talking about before. You're unafraid, unencumbered. So there really is no competition. So this could also be that you might need to embrace the competition. There might be a part of you that's really resistant to being competitive, to entering something that feels competitive to you, but this might be a sign that it's time to just step into it. Lean in and let yourself do the thing, even if it's competitive, even if it feels like, whoa, I don't know how I'm going to fare in the middle of all of that. Okay, I do want to pull one more. I want to pull one more for heart, and I want to pull one more for career. Okay. We have the 10 of Swords reversed. We have the 3 of Wands. The Wands often getting into career, the Swords getting into thought space, mind space. This is sort of a knockout card. This card is sort of being laid out by something. So what you have been very much held by, we see that with the 8 of Swords as well, what you have been very much pinned down by and held by, this is the end and the release of that. You are going to be in a space where you can let that go. You can get back up. Everything is about to come out so that you can move forward. You can lift yourself up out of that. So even if you feel like you've been on pause, which we've seen over and over again in this reading, even if you feel like you've been on pause, unable to move, that's about to change. The 10s are cards of completion. That cycle is finishing. This is a reverse card. The shift and momentum for you to be able to get out of that space are coming for you. And we have the 3 of Wands. And this tells me that there is a need for you in your career to really take a bird's eye view and to step back. Your passion, your purpose. This doesn't just have to be career. This can be whatever is lighting you up and moving you forward. There's a need for you to really review what you've done, to see what you have already accomplished, and to reevaluate where you're going now, to take a moment to really see where it is you want to be going. But to take that as like a very bird's eye view, see things from a very distant perspective. This feels like something you could stew on for a little while. You could take like a weekend to really let yourself focus and ruminate on where you've been, what you've done, what have you loved the most about it, what have you loved the least about what you're doing in that chosen space that you're trying to light yourself moving forward and blow things up for yourself. In a good way. And what do you need to lean into now? Now, what do we do to move you forward? So this is more of like a reviewing. Oh my goodness, so much information. We could go on forever. If you want to do a deeper dive about something specific, a love reading, a career, you want to get into some more financial things, anything like that, there's a link below. You can do that always. Let's go ahead. Oh my goodness. Let's drop like a globe emoji, the world emoji down below to signify the beginning of the shifting of changing this over, turning this upright, where you are ready to walk into that new cycle. You're ready to start coming to life, to embracing this next chapter, the fullest chapter, what it is that you this whole new world, this whole new you. The manifestations that you can garner are limitless. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I've had so much fun on this reading. I cannot wait to hear what you think about it. Please do like this video. Please do drop a comment below. I love reading the comments. You know, I don't always comment on the comments, but I love reading them all. It just overflows my heart. Until I see your precious self again, mwah, Mia. Welcome in my card for Land and Arrive, a letter from your future self. These readings have been so full, so jam-packed, so fun. I'm so excited for you right now. So let's open up some energy, clear out some space. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. It means the world to us. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start us in our gold deck. You know what? I'm going to start us in 2 different decks. I'm going to, so we're really just letting your future self speak through the cards. I'm not really going to ask too many questions. These have been glorious answers that have been coming in. Amazing answers to things that we don't even know to ask. So we're going to let that keep being the case. Yes. Okay. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and pull from our pink deck over here. Yep. And let's see what we've got coming in over here as well. Okay. I'm feeling 3 cuts. 2. And there's something else back here too. Yeah. Okay, we've got it. We're ready to roll. Here we go. And we're off to the races. Let's see what we've got. So we have, oh my, we have the 9 of Swords. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Wands. We have 2 10s in there. We also have a 9 and a 10 in order on our swords. We have the Justice card. We have the 4 of Wands. We have the the 6 of Cups, and we have the 2 of Cups reversed. All right, so we have 2 cup cards, 2 emotion feeling cards. Our wand cards get into that career, passion, purpose. This can also get into creativity. This can also get into love. And we have 1 major arcana card, I believe that is correct, and 1 Pentacles card. So here is where we're at. So getting started here on the left, coming in from your future self. Oh my, I feel like you must be going through it right now. I feel like there must be a lot of emotion in your world. And this isn't really just emotion, this is thoughts. This is mind space. This is mental craziness, you know? Oh, craziness doesn't feel like the right word. And maybe it does feel like the right word. I don't want to sound off-putting with that. I just mean chaos. Things that are swirling around you, not feeling good, not feeling right, just feeling anxious. The thoughts. Now, I see you sort of rolling between 2 different extremes with these thoughts right now. That you have this one where the thoughts are so tormenting that it keeps you up at night. It's the kind of thing where even if it's subconscious, it's just floating around you. It's in your space all over the place. And then there's the other one where you're kind of numbing out and you're not letting yourself really think at all anymore. And you're really like just out. It is, you're numb, you're done, you don't have it. Maybe you're using things in your life to help you with that, from just, filling yourself up with other things to take in, movies and TV and things, food, maybe even bad habits that you might have. But there is some tortured space popping up here, and I don't even feels like this is just a I see you and I see where you are card or pull, where your future self is just saying, hey, I understand what's going on with you right now. I understand where you are and I understand what this feels like. And this doesn't feel good. This feels cold. This feels hungry. This feels like starvation. This feels like being desperate. This feels like not having enough money, not feeling safe. This feels like maybe not feeling good in your body too, maybe not feeling good in your face, maybe not feeling good in your physical being, even in your home. Things might feel like you don't have what you want and need. Things don't feel like they're fitting together well or fitting together right. Things just aren't feeling good. There's something desperate here. There's something that feels like it's a little bit scary and a little bit of a scary space. Now we have the 10 of Wands. So I also see that what you've needed to accomplish, what you've needed to do, you have done and you have been doing. Once again, we have 2 10 cards. These are 2 cards of completion. So this is a space where you've been carrying around some heavy burdens and you have been really trying to move it forward. So you're trying to move forward in your life, in your career, in your passion, in your purpose. You are trying to move yourself forward and you're doing it, but it feels heavy. It feels like a struggle. It doesn't feel good. You're sweating through it. It feels like you're just dripping through this, because it is hard. It's hard and it's probably not moving as fast as you want and it feels like it's never going to end. So this is all very interesting. That this is all just sort of popping up as like I see what you're going through and I see what's happening. So let's see what else your future self has to say about everything. And I'm really going to read this the way that I see it. And even if it feels like we're diving too much into what's going on right now or touching too much on, I'm not going to really worry about it. I'm just trusting that your future self knows exactly what you need to hear. And that's what I'm going to say, exactly what's sort of coming up here in the energy and in the cards. Okay, so we also have the Justice card, and we also have the Four of Wands, and we have the Six of Cups, and we have the Two of Cups reversed. So I am feeling like there is something that feels incredibly unfair to you, and it feels like it's really weighing on your heart. It has been possibly dominant in your energy for a while, and it's possibly motivating everything that you sort of do. And it feels like there might be something that is a huge motivating factor for you right now. And once again, I'm just seeing this kind of as like pointing this out. This doesn't feel like I'm getting messages of like take action. I am getting a message for the Four of Wands, however, and this does feel like a hey, just so you know, everything's going to be all right. You are going to have some victory here. The fours are like the 11-11 card. Sometimes we call it that with the two wands and the two wands. And this is a very stable, fours are very stable. This is a very grounded card. And this does get back into that, moving things forward in your passion, purpose, energy, career energy, that there is something to celebrate as well. And this feels like it's either now that you're accomplishing something, you're getting to a place where you can celebrate something, or in the very near future that you're going to bring this home. It might be struggle energy all the way, but when you land it, it is worthy of a bang up celebration, and it's going to feel very good. Now, here is where I start to really see some action, some important things coming in that are going to be important for you to know for moving forward on. I feel like your future self is reaching out to say, hey, there is something in your family. This could be your immediate family. This could be your chosen family, like a best friend or something like that. But there's something in your family energy that is requiring some time to heal. And not just time to heal. This is requiring some action to heal. This is somebody you've cared about very deeply. You've had tons of feelings for, emotions for. You've felt this kind of you have this kind of nostalgia around your relationship with this person, but perhaps communication has come to a halt altogether. Perhaps you haven't spoken to each other, or perhaps you haven't communicated or spoken about what has hurt you. That something in that has hurt you, and you have not been able to communicate it either to them or possibly even out loud to yourself. And this might be something that really needs to be dealt with, that you really need to face, that you really need to tackle, and trust that it's going to be okay. Because this energy does need to shift. If you sit on top of this, of not communicating to yourself or to them, and I'm not saying you have to communicate to that person, I want you to use your intuition about what's important here. This might be something you just really need to acknowledge to yourself as well, that hey, this hurt me. Or hey, what happened and transpired, the way that I was not cared for, I was not taken care of in this situation, whatever it was painful for you. And that feels like it needs to be handled. It needs to be taken care of. Now, I am not seeing that all of everything that I'm feeling over here has to do with the family. That does feel like this could be just one piece of this bigger puzzle. I am just feeling all of this energy coming up about your state of being. So I am now going to flip us. I am going to flip us to our lovely old deck. I love this old deck. Now, mind you, I can pull duplicate cards at any time. I am handling through 3 different decks here, so there's always the potential for that for sure. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see what oh my. You know what? Hi. The Lovers is already turned over inside this deck. Well, that is something, isn't it? Okay. Okay. That is something. All right, let's see what else we've got. Now, I don't know when that happened, but I've been handling this deck for quite some time, and that has not been that way. So let's or at least I haven't seen it that way this whole time. So that is really quite something. Let's see what else we've got. So the first card I pulled was the Wheel of Fortune. Boy, this is making my heart Okay, now that we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Five of Cups. We barely even pulled it. The deck gave us the Lovers upright with, and this is, not turned over. The only card that seems to be not turned over in the deck. We have the Knight of Swords and we have the Ace of Wands. Well, hi. Well, my goodness, I love this message. Well, okay. So I think we're getting some really good messages. Let's break them down. Please jot down any intuitions that come up for you. This has been some strong energy, and I feel like there's no better person to take notes from your intuition on than from your future self. Okay, now, first of all, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And this card immediately feels to me like everything is about to change for you. Everything is about to change for you. All of this energy, this is some tight, intense, a struggly, unhappy, not taken care of, not satiated, not protected energy up here that we pulled originally. It doesn't feel good. I hate even, having to read all of this energy in your field because it means that things aren't going well, and that doesn't feel good. Whether it's suppressed or whether it's fully on display in your life, whatever it is, you probably, you know what's going on with you. You know what you've been feeling, what you've been handling, what you've been trying to deal with. And the good news is that hey, this is coming to an end. Things are going to feel suddenly like all of a sudden you became the chosen child. All of a sudden you became the chosen one. Things just drop in for you. Things come to you, things lock in, things feel fateful, they feel propitious, they feel just like things are just coming around the right way. Lucky, good fortune, just feeling like you can be grateful for everything because it's unending. It just keeps dropping like right in front of your feet. Now, and I almost sort of I feel like there might be something where you're walking down a sidewalk soon, and this is like the beginning of the cycle, that something really, something really fortunate, lucky happens. And you suddenly sort of lock into a new energy, and it just starts to tumble from there. Now, we have the Seven of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. So what this says to me is it's sort of two things. First of all, your future self is saying, I want you to know that there is someone who has taken advantage of you. And the person who has taken advantage of you will keep on doing it if you keep going back to them. They keep sort of stealing away with pieces of you. And this could be a romantic person. This could be the family person that we were looking at before. I don't necessarily connect it to the family person. I think the family person needs to be repaired and communicated to yourself. I'm seeing this as, this person's just going to keep taking from you. And that might not be what you want to hear. That might not be, always listen to your inner guidance. Take action on your inner guidance. But, and I hate to deliver bad news if this is someone you want to fulfill you, but this feels like someone who might just keep trying to creep back in and steal more of you away, take more pieces. And that feels like that's never going to feel good. Now we have the Five of Cups, and I feel like your future self is saying, hey, do the mourning that you need to do. Do the grieving that you need to do. If you need to give your heart space some heart space, if you need to really take a look at what has been taken from you, what has felt unjust, what has felt painful and hurtful, if you need to take a look at that stuff, do it. Take a look at that stuff. But then you turn around. You get back in this game because your future you is championing you through this. Really good stuff is coming for you. And your future self knows that. And it's sending you messages to that effect. And it's saying, I know this is hard. Whoa, is it hard? but you need to turn back around. It's time to get back to life. It's time to get back to the potential and the possibility and the wonderful excitement that you can have because it exists for you. And you might need to mourn something, and you might need to give a little, head nod to what you've lost. You might need to take a good look at it and grieve that, and that's okay if you do. But you need to also come back around for yourself. You have life to live. You have things to do. You have purpose. You have a person who is waiting for you. You have so much to turn into life for. And then your future self kind of really is like gonna explain this quite well. The clearest message that we've had with our Lovers card, just face up in the deck. You know what's coming for you. It is something that is. Do I even have to say this? I'm sure you absolutely are feeling everything that I was feeling when this card popped up face up in the deck. Yeah. Yeah. It is fated. It is good. You have a connection that will feel like family. It will feel like something deeper than you felt before. It will feel like you are protected, you are seen, you are known, you are loved. And you love, you see, you want to understand that person as well. You trust. You're in this together. It is the togetherness. It is hand in hand, side by side togetherness. I don't think I really have to say much more about that. That feels very self-explanatory from when it came up at all. Woof. Okay, now we have the Knight of Swords. Now, interestingly, this energy does not feel like it's necessarily your person's energy. We know this person's there. Yeah, that's there. But this does feel exciting. This feels like the movement and the life force behind you, that there is a life force that is coming alive again. And I do think that there's a masculine energy that really propels it. And I think that your soulmate, your person is very much a part of that life force that moves you forward, but it moves you forward fast. It feels bold. It feels like you see the truth everywhere you go, like you have the answers, you know what to do, that you are just chugging along, moving forward, 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 riding. And you got your sword out, you're ready to go, you're unafraid, unencumbered, ready for whatever lies in front of you. It is exciting. There's an exciting adventure that awaits you. And it does kind of feel like Knights. It feels like that kind of, if you've ever seen The Princess Bride or read The Princess Bride, it feels like this sort of time of fairy tales, this time of where things were different and you did gallop off into the unknown to adventure on. There's this sort of excitement about life that feels like that, where anything could happen. Potential is unlimited. It feels fanciful. It feels magical. It feels free. I love all of this. This is so wonderful, so exquisite. Now we have the Ace of Wands, of course. Now our aces bring in new opportunities. Our wands are getting back into that passion, purpose, drive, career space. But I feel like this is, again, I do feel like this gets into career stuff, but I also feel like this is like life force. And when I say that, I really kind of mean just that like every single thing affects the other thing. You have all of this gorgeousness coming in for you. You have things that are just dropping in for you that are incredible. And it feels like that is like a little, domino effect, and everything has this energy to it. All of a sudden, you have this lucky energy, you have this good fortune, you have all this stuff coming in, and then new opportunities are coming for you, for your purpose, for your drive, for your career. And it feels juicy and yummy, and it feels like you want to take a hold of it. And I don't think that this is something you're going to miss. I don't think this is something that is going to be obvious to you. It is coming in. It's something that you need to embrace and open your hands to, but I think you're going to be ready to open your hands to it immediately. The biggest things that seem to be told here from your future self about being able to move into this energy is really, doing what you need to do to heal, especially, this feeling of injustice or feeling things feeling unfair. You do need to keep moving forward, even if it feels like struggle and sweat energy, because you know what you're moving into now. You do need to keep shifting and moving that forward. You do need to acknowledge, what felt heartbreaking, but and certainly take care of, this person who's going to keep taking from you. But even these things over here, I don't feel like anything can hold. Once you start the momentum, you keep moving forward and pushing forward. Once things start dropping in for you, I just don't think there's any stopping it. It feels like an avalanche of good things. It feels just like a whoosh, and there it was. Things were never the same again. But definitely take care of these things. Do everything you can to encourage and enhance this energy that's coming for you. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's pull. I'd like to pull just four more cards, because we're getting all the messages. So I just want four more cards from your future self, and let's see what you are saying to yourself. Four more cards. And then we'll pull over our anchor card over here. Oh, this is fun. Isn't this fun? My, oh my. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about this, because this is just, ooh, I love it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Hermit reverse, we have the Two of Swords, we have the Page of Swords. Your future self right away is bringing in that there is a decision that you have to make. Now, I love this. We have two swords side by side. You are going to, there's a decision that you need to make. So there's something right now that you have been juggling with. You have not been able to make a decision. Perhaps you have even blindfolded yourself to making a decision, which means you've decided not to decide, that you're going to let extenuating circumstances or whatever the universe to choose for you and make that, that you're just not going to make the decision. But it is time to make a decision. You are at a crossroads. It is time to move in one direction. And you will have an inspiration. You will have an intuition given by your future self coming up here. So I feel like this is opening up into a very short window. I'm going to say in the next 24 to 48 hours that you should be looking for a message from your future self about what to do about making this decision. So there is an inspiration. There is a sign coming in, and perhaps there have been many already that you just haven't seen and that you haven't really known to look out for, or that you haven't clocked, or how you haven't acted on. But now we're saying it out loud. So now in the next 24 to 48 hours, I want you to look for the signs. I want you to look for the messages from your future self about what to do in making this decision. You can ask yourself before you go to sleep. You can ask for dreams. You can do whatever you need to do to encourage. But I don't necessarily think it's going to come that way, even if you ask for it that way. But I think you'll know it when it comes in. And I think it will be there. And now you know to look for it. So you know exactly what that is when it comes in. And there will be no denying that you're helping yourself out. So I want you to look for that. And really, please come back and let me know. I would really like you to come back and give me a note to let me know what it was, if you knew it right away, how you feel about making this choice. Do you trust your future self in doing this, which I think you should? I'd really like to hear. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles and we have the Hermit reversed. You know what I'm feeling here that's so interesting? I don't feel like this is necessarily just your energy. This is, actually, I do feel like it's your energy, but I feel like it's your future self energy. So this feels like this is coming in. Ooh, this makes me feel very emotional saying this. This comes in and it feels like your future self is saying, hey, I'm going to mother you a little bit. I'm going to give you something that you didn't get enough of. I'm going to nurture you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure that you are all right. This is a very nurturing card. This is a divine feminine card. This is a caretaking card. It's a woman who can take care of others, take care of herself. It is blossoming and blooming and growth inducing. And she is right there with you, taking care of you right now, protecting you, making sure that you make it to where she is. Your future self is looking back on you now, mothering you, loving on you, protecting you, taking care of you. Oh my. Wow. Whew. Boy. Okay, and then we have the Hermit reversed. And this feels like a message that says, don't be afraid of the silence. Don't be afraid of the stillness. There is a stillness that is very scary to you. And I think it is so very scary to you because of all the thoughts that are there, because of all the dangers that are there. They feel like there are landmines all over your energy. Landmines of thoughts, things that will blow up if you step on them the wrong way. Things that feel hungry and desperate and panicky and chaotic. That feeling. But don't be afraid of the silence. Let yourself find yourself there. And you will find that you are much stronger than you think in that space. And if you can face the scary thoughts, if you can look at them and know that they are just thoughts, they do not actually have any power over you, that those landmines cannot actually blow you up, they cannot actually take your power away, then suddenly you have power in this space. Suddenly you are the dominant energy of that space, and you can handle anything. And you do need to make peace with that space, because from this space of silence, from this space of power, of clarity, really, it sounds so quiet, so crystal clear. It feels like a fairy tale. If you imagine that kind of feeling of being in a giant cave, there's a lantern there, it's illuminating everything, but it just gives you this sense that you have such a presence there. You can know things that you wouldn't otherwise know. And many people never get to because they never find that special cave. This is a place of power for you, and you'll need it in the future, and you'll need it now. So make peace with that. Make peace with that. Holy cow, this is just an incredible reading. Okay, let's see what our anchor card is. So this is some divine guidance from your future self. Resolution, whatever it is that you've been struggling with, 10 of Wands, whatever it is you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. It is about to be resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way that we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. Well, that was perfect. This was just an incredible reading. I would love it if you take notes, leave me messages now, but then I would also love to hear you come back in a day or two to let me know what's dropping in from your future self, if you feel comfortable letting me know. And of course, you keep precious to yourself anything you need to keep precious to yourself. But wow, I love your future self, and I love you too. Oh my goodness. I'm sending you just so much love, so much light. I hope this blew your mind and that energy feels like it's reverberating for you like it does for me. Until I see your precious self again. Oh, mwah, Mia.